Disclaimer, if you're affected adversely by blood and gore, maybe this isn't the video for you. Ah! I'm going to show you today how to use liquid latex, nose and scar wax, and some paint to make a pretty gruesome wound. What happened to you, Molly?
I was saving a box of puppies from a madman.
She got cut across the cheek.
But I saved the puppies, don't worry.
Of course. These are the products that I used to create this look. I'm going to start off this video by saying that getting wounds to look accurate is something that takes a lot of time and also a lot of research. I have researched cuts as far as my stomach will allow on Google, so if you notice anything that's unanatomically correct, please let me know, because it's definitely something that you just keep growing with. So this cut is going to go along her cheek. I'm going to just wipe off a little bit with just with some toilet paper or tissue, a little bit of the makeup that's already on, because I don't have spirit gum. I tend to not use spirit gum if it's not going to be a look that is going to last a long time. I want Molly to be able to take this off really quickly, so I figured it's better not to adhere it straight to her face, but you might want to apply some spirit gum when applying nose and scar wax. This stuff is essentially wax skin. When you get a little bit out on your finger, it looks like skin. It's really creepy and weird, but fun. So I just sort of take a, like a, what? That's not a pea-sized, well, that's sort of a pea-sized amount. Just roll it into a nice little ball, and it's like Play-Doh. So the reason why I'm getting it into this shape is because this scar wax is going to go across her cheek, and that's going to be the sort of open skin, because skin opens sort of up when it's cut, and so I sort of rolled it so it is thicker in the center and thinner on the edges, because that is sort of how the cut happens, I assume. Never cut anyone. And I'm going to put the scar right across her cheek right here, and so I'm going to press it in, and it's going to sort of naturally stick to her skin. One hard thing about the face is more elastic than any other spot, so it's sort of harder to get scar wax to stick and mold correctly. Luckily, I have a toothpick. I'm going to sort of draw the scar wax down to sort of, oh my gosh, chainsaw. We're in a horror movie, fittingly. This is super awkward, but it's working, so that's okay.
That's a good song that you can sing any day.
Freestyle.
Yo, yo, yo. Let's put stuff on my face at a quick pace.
Wow. It's like actually impressive, I think.
I rhymed one word. Did you know that if you slow Nicki Minaj down, she sounds exactly like Jay-Z?
The idea is to keep sort of pulling the scar wax down and blending it with the face. Blendy, blendy, blendy. We're gonna start to create a sort of more flush line with the scar wax and her face. Don't poke your friends in the face with a toothpick. It's fine if it looks a little raggedy, because cut skin is not perfect. So right now you can see that it sort of has adhered to her skin tone. If you have a different skin tone, just use paint, preferably not makeup, preferably paint that's the same as your skin tone, to sort of blend it. Now, this is where you get to see the sort of weird, unorthodox side of my makeup doing, in which I use a mechanical pencil to outline where the cut is going to be in her face. So I'm just going to sort of run it right across in the center, just sort of making that gash. So now we are going to set it briefly with liquid latex, yay! And this, I'm more so just setting the inside instead of the whole wound, because 1, we don't have a lot of time, 2, I want her to be able to get it off quickly, and 3, paint sort of sets weird on liquid latex, so if you're going to be using and painting on liquid latex, it's better to paint the whole thing. This smells awesome. For you. What does it? It smells really awful.
I can't say on OneUpMakeup what I think liquid latex smells like.
So the liquid latex that I applied takes, 5-ish minutes to dry. We waited for it to dry, and now we have sort of our unpainted wound. Going back to the sort of cheap and effective way to do makeup, I'm going to use this brown liquid liner to coat the inside of the wound. So I'm going to place that right inside the wound. Nice dark congealed blood. Disgusting. So I'm going to start with Nye's SFX wheel. It's the Bruise and Aberrations color, and I'm going to start with sort of a dark purplish color to really get make sure the sort of edges and inside of that area are purplish brown. And now what happens around the edges of a cut, especially one that's relatively fresh, is that it's nice and red. So I'm going to be taking this nice bright red color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the red sort of on the tip of the cut, and you can sort of use it to bridge into the interior of the brown and just sort of line the edge of the cut. And then sort of weird thing happens is the edge of the cut is red, and then as it's the sort of puffy area is a little bit less red, and then it continues on with red sort of outside of the puffy area. So I'm going to leave a little bit of the puff not red and go back to sort of the edge to pat on a bit more of irritation. If you have any edges that you see popping up, you can always add a little bit of color in the sort of edge to distract from the edge. It's actually, yeah, it's sort of weird when you're like doing this because you're definitely thinking about like how the wound happened, like how it's reacting, how old it is. But that's sort of one of, I think, the like reasons why things look good is because there's story behind the makeup. Wounds are sort of more fun when they're more colorful, and yellow is a really common color for bruising around cuts. So I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to accentuate the red around her awful gross cut. And then if you were to get a cut like this, you might, your eye actually might start bruising quite quickly. So I'm going to take a little bit of my Bruise Wheel by Nye and get some purples and brush them right under her eye, a little bit of greens. Her champ.
It's very accurate. I got kicked in the face by a horse when I was younger and both my eyes completely went black.
Because the red can sort of go away when you start patting at it, and the red's a really important color. I'm going to sort of reopen the wound a little bit and put some red right along the edges. And finally, my favorite part, fake blood, which I would really advise you to use sparingly. I'm just using a toothpick to get a little bit, and I'm going to be applying it in the wound where you would be bleeding, because the inside of wounds is wet. That's your insides coming out. The reason why I wouldn't advise you to use too much blood is that fake blood sort of has a habit of not looking realistic when it clumps because it doesn't congeal the way that real blood would. There's a nice, gross, disgusting cut. This con season you might want to implement some crazy gore makeup into your cosplay. So I wanted to show a really quick way to do this awesome wound.
If you like what you saw today, make sure to subscribe to our channel and let us know what you'd like to see in the future.
And don't forget to like the video.
See you next time.
Bye.